Alright, Shalom, Shalom. Alright, want to start off by giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright, Yahweh is the true name of the Most High God of Israel, the Heavenly Father. You know, Ba'ashem, that is how you say in the name of. Yahushai is the true name of the only begotten Son. Alright, so that's how you say their names in the Paleo Hebrew, which is the ancient Hebrew, which is the Lashuan Kodash, man, holy tongue. Okay, giving all praise once again to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, so real quickly, man, this little sitting that we're gonna do right here, you know, what we're gonna touch on is the chariots. Okay, the chariots of the Most High God. Can I start with Psalm chapter 104 real quick? Okay. If you're not familiar with the chariots, what these things are, is these are what the angels and in the heavenly bodies or the celestials up there, this is what they use to get around. You know, because up down here we have little vehicles like cars and, you know, we got like motorcycles, right. We got air fighter jets. These are what we use on a terrestrial level to get around. But there's actually celestial there's actually celestial vehicles in the heaven, bro, which they use to kind of go back and forth. They use these vehicles to go in and out the spiritual heavens and then come here. Right. It's just how it works, and it can be in a blink of an eye. It could be however it works. We don't know exactly how it works, but we do go through scriptures and we do actually see that, hey, they are so-called UFOs, man. They are true. Read on.
So this is Psalm chapter 104 and 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariots. Mm-hmm. Who walketh upon the wings of the wind.
So David said that, you know, the Most High maketh the clouds his chariots. You know, he walks upon the wings of the wind. Now, what's that mean? So really, whenever you go and see cloud, whenever you read about whirlwinds too, you can read about what else? There is another code word for chariots. Like pillars of fire, horsemen. That's another one. Pretty much, you see these code words sometimes. And really, these code words, like especially cloud, it just means chariot. The heavenly spiritual craft that these angels use to get around, bro. That's what the chariots is talking about. As a matter of fact, give me Revelations 1:7, because Yahushai, he's coming back in a chariot. He's coming back. He's gonna read it. Just read that real quick, right?
This is Revelations 1:7. Mm-hmm. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him.
So, you know, Yahushua just said that he's coming with the clouds, right? Now we understand the clouds. Clouds is synonymous with chariots, okay? They are the chariots. So Yahushua is really coming back in a chariot, and every eye was going to see him, right? Yeah. And just to show you that's not really talking about a cloud, it's because there's multiple accounts of when Yahushua returns. There's a lot of accounts, actually. Within the Apocrypha, within the Old Testament, within the New Testament, there's all type of accounts. And a lot of these accounts say different things. But you're going to find out a lot of these things, like cloud, it's just parabolic. Like this one. This is another account of Yahushua coming back. Revelations 19, starting at 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And he was... And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. Okay, so this is Yahushua coming back again. John this time is saying he's coming on a white horse. Okay, but he was coming on a cloud then. You're gonna find out. Okay, even the horse represents a chariot. Okay, horsemen represent chariots, bro. Right? Now, why is it a white horse though? Specifically white, because white represents righteousness. Real quick, can I get Isaiah 11? White represents righteousness, and a horse, you're going to find out a horse represents strength, bro. A horse represents power. A horse represents might. A horse is a mighty, mighty animal, bro. You know? Like, that's why people, if you ever look into how people used to do war, they would always go to war with horses. Why? Because horses can run for miles and miles, thousands of miles, and they can run at top speeds, and they don't get tired. Okay? You can put all type of weight on a horse and make that horse carry a lot of weight, and he's gonna still run as fast as hell, bro. They use horses for racing. Horses What else horses, man? What else they do? If they kick you, hey, you done.
Mm-hmm.
They kick you backwards, you finished. Horses, they just represent a lot of might, a lot of strength, a lot of power. You know, you can have 5 people on a horse. And that horse is gonna stay steady. It's gonna be running too. You see, that's why the Lord's coming back on something very, very powerful, man. Right? The Lord's coming back on a chariot. The chariot is what Yahushua's coming with. Real quick, just to prove the horse represents power. Mark, real quick, Mark 13. Okay, because that's not actually for real, for real. It's just like I said, you gotta go precept on precept. This is the book of Mark 13, and I'm gonna go to get 26. Then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds, right, with great power and glory. So Yahushua, he's gonna come with the clouds, which is a chariot, but it's gonna be with great power. That's why in Revelation 19, it just represents a horse. Power represents horse, right? Now reading on in verse 12, it says, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. And his name was called the Word of God. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon the white horse, and clothed with fine linen and white. Alright? And out of his mouth goeth the sharp sword, and with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth them in the winepress. So dealing with the white again. He's coming with clothed in white, right? Can I get that in Isaiah 11 and 4, I believe? Another account of Yahushua's return.
That's Isaiah 11 and 4. But with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity the meek of the earth.
So really, Yahushua said he's coming with righteousness to judge. You see, because Yahushua, he says he doesn't make war in righteousness. That's why he's coming in the white. White, okay? White just means righteous, man. You know? And it says that he's coming with the multitude of armies, bro. And he's coming with many, many angels, bro. Many chariots are going to be out here when Yahushua returns. And he says, out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, and with it he shall smite the nations. Alright? I think, what does that say? Yeah, keep reading on that. That's actually another good precept.
Moving on. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth.
Again.
And with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked.
So again, man, it's the same thing we read here in Revelations. You see, Yahushua, he's going to come to smite. He's going to come to smite with the breath of his mouth. What does it say? A sharp sword goeth out of his mouth. Now, that again is not, you can't take that literal, bro. Right? Biblical literal, I can't even say it. Biblical literalism. Hey, that's for people who, you can't just always do that, bro. You can't be literal about everything, bro. That's very simple. The Bible's about the parables, right? So we're going to find out, can I get 2nd Ezra 13 real quick? We're going to find out what that literally means when it says breath of fire is coming out of his mouth, bro. Because Yahushua is not going to come start talking and people are going to start incinerating. That's not what that meant. Let's find out.
This is 2nd Ezra 13 and 1. And it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heavens.
Yahushua, he's that man. And he's going to wax strong with the thousands of heaven, because he's coming with a whole host of heaven to return to destroy this land. Read on.
And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, they burned that heard his voice.
We're going to find, it's going to actually show you what that means later on in the chapter. Read on.
Like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there gathered together a multitude of men, out of number from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
So you're going to have, all these nations from the four corners of the earth, they're going to end up trying to fight Yahushua. They're going to end up coming together, and they're going to try to subdue Yahushua. And it says he's coming out of the sea. Meaning Yahushua, he's not literally going to come out the sea. He's not going to ascend out of the ocean. He's actually coming out from the sky. Because even if you really realize, the sky is a sea. Because there's actually 3 seas. There's actually 3 heavens. You got that precept? Let us divide the waters from the waters.
The water from the, you talking about in Genesis?
Yeah, I think that. You know that one?
Um,
Because you're gonna find out the sky up that you look up into. That's also considered a sea. You know, and let's show you that real quick.
yeah. So you get this in Genesis, the second day.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "And God said, Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the water from the waters."
God, so there's a firmament that divides the water from the water. So you got different type of waters out here. You got the first level, which is the lowest level, is your actual ocean. That's actually a body of sea. But then you also have on top of that the sky, bro. The sky, which you see all these birds and things rolling through, and things kind of just soar through it. That's also a sea. Now you got the top sea, which is the so-called outer space. That's the other waters. Okay, and they're separated by the firmament. Okay, and then land separates the air from the sea. That's why whenever you can see whenever something's kind of whenever something like a fish, when you see a fish swimming, it's not literally bound by gravity, right? Mm-hmm. You're not bound by gravity when you're in water. You're kind of floating. You're in the midst of the base of the ocean and the top of the ocean, but you're in the middle. Just like in the sky, when you're in the sky, you're not bound by gravity. You're really not on the ground, but you're not like up there yet. You're separated. You're in the middle. And even in space, it's like it defies gravity. That's why there's 3 seas, bro. Okay, so Yahushua is coming from the second sea, which is this heaven that we look up into. Read on.
So it goes on to say, and God made the firm.
Go back to that second Ezra 13.
God, so it says here. Let me start at verse 5, I believe. I'll start at verse
Yahushua coming out of the sea.
Yeah. All right, so let me just start at verse 4. It says, 2nd Ezra 13:4, "And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth a fire. But after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the 4 winds of the heaven to subdue that man that came out of the sea." All right. "But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I would not, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, yet durst fight. And lo, he saw the violence of the multitude that came. He neither lifted up his hand, nor held his sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he had sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, out of his lips a flaming fire, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid."
So really, you're going to find out that the blast that was coming out from his mouth, really those are just coming from the chariots. You're gonna actually have these chariots, because Yahushua, they said that he graved himself a great mountain. The great mountain, that's going to be the biggest chariot. Yahushua is coming in the biggest chariot you can even imagine. He's coming in something so massive, you can't even see it. You can't even see the end to the beginning. Ezra was like, I'm trying to figure out where it began and where it ended, but he's like, it's like a big mountain. I just can't. My eyes can't even see that far. You see? That's what Yahushua coming in, bro. And you're going to have the whole multitude trying to fight him. Hey, Independence Day, that's the perfect example. Okay, Independence Day, if you ever watched that movie, Like, if you ever watched that movie, Independence Day, bro, Literally, what happened was you had all the armies of the earth. They all ended up coming together. They forgot about their own disputes with each other, but they said, forget all that. We're going to come together because we facing some damn aliens. Because it was a so-called alien invasion. And you had the biggest so-called UFO come through that city. And they was all scared, bro. You see, that's Esau knew what the hell he was doing with that movie. He was reading scriptures, and he knows ultimately that's gonna be his downfall. He knows that's how the Lord gonna take him out, right? But you know they always gotta make themselves be the hero. That's the only thing. He's not gonna win though. Esau is not finna win. He said there's nothing to be perceived but smoke and ashes after the Lord gets done with them, bro. Right? Let me get this real quick. This is the book of Revelations 12:7. It says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was there found place any more in heaven. And the dragon was cast out, the old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which would deceive the whole earth. He was cast into the earth, and and his angels were cast out with him. That's talking about Esau. Okay? Michael and the angels were going to fight with Esau and these other nations, bro. Because the dragon is representing Esau. You can even read about the Revelations, bro. Who is the dragon, man? Okay, Esau's that red dragon. I reading Daniel, the beast, and then the beast was pretty much the damn dragon. Okay, the Roman Empire. That's what that's talking about, bro. So the Michael and Yahushua and the other angels are gonna fight against, okay, the Esau and all these other armies of the earth, because they're gonna try to, on one accord, fight the Most High God's son. But they ain't gonna finish, bro. But Yahushua is coming with the biggest chariot you can imagine, bro. Can I get Isaiah 66 real quick? Right? Isaiah chapter 66.
Let me get it. Isaiah 66. Alright, Isaiah 66, and
you know what? Let me actually get this real quick in Zechariah. That'd probably be a good precept, first and foremost. Let me try this in Zechariah, because I know. Okay, this is the book of Zechariah. I'm going to actually get 5 and 1. Okay, it says, Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. Right, and he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Right, and this flying roll is just talking about the chariot, you know. It says, Then he said unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side, according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on this side, according to it. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. Talking about Esau. Esau is that house of the thief, okay? Which is America, really. Primarily, though. And in the house of him that swears falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of him, in his house, and it shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. Right? Then the angel talked with me, went forth and said, Lift up thine eyes now and see what it is that goeth forth. So pretty much this angel, showed Zechariah a chariot. And then he's like, this is what's going to be the curse of the earth. This is what flies over the earth, and it's going to end up being the destruction of the whole entire planet, bro. Right? Not utterly destroy it, but like it's going to destroy the wicked, though. Because it says it's going to enter into the house of the thief, and it's going to cut off all the wicked. Okay, because ultimately we just read about how Yahushua is going to come and smite them with the breath of his mouth through them chariots, bro. Right. And they're going to be nothing left but the dust and smoke. That's all that you're going to see left, bro. Okay, let's actually go to verses 10. Then he said, Then I said to the angel that talked with me, Whither do I bear the ephah? And he said unto me, To build an house in the land of Shinar, and it shall be established and set there upon her own base. Chapter 6. And I turned and lifted up mine eyes, and I looked, and behold, there came 4 chariots out from between 2 mountains, and the mountains were were mountains of brass. In the first chariot were red horses, and in the second chariot were black horses, and in the third chariot were white horses, and in the fourth chariot were grizzled and bay horses. Then I said unto the angel that talked with me, What are these, my Lord? And the angel answered and said unto me, These are the four spirits of heaven, which go from standing before the Lord of all the earth. So, again, the angel is showing Zechariah these chariots, bro. And all these chariots represent a certain angel who has power over, okay, the planet Earth. You can even read the book of Revelation chapter 6. It talks about the four horsemen, okay, and their roles concerning the the destruction of really the judgment, really leading up to the whole judgment. So these are chariots, bro. They in chariots, meaning they're in these vehicles, heavenly vehicles, bro. All right. And real quick, I do want to show you what these the curse really is that goes across the earth. Zechariah 14, starting at 12. And this is the plague wherewith the Lord shall smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Okay, so this is going to show you the physical effects of when these beams and lasers hit you, bro. What's physically going to happen to your body, right? Okay, it says, Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. And I shall consume away while they stand in their holes. And consume away in their holes. And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. You see? So the Most High said, when these lasers hit you, bro, everything's going to consume away. You're going to, little by little, just, your eyes are going to go out. Your tongue is going to decay in your mouth. Your body's going to just evaporate. That's going to be the physical effects of these blasts. Right? That's going to be for the wicked. That's going to be for the wicked, bro. It's going to enter into the house of the thief, namely Esau, Edom. Right? Get that in Isaiah 66.
Right. It's Isaiah 66 and starting at 15.
Mm-hmm.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
Mm-hmm. He's coming with his fire and with his chariots. Okay? He's coming with chariots. Straight up. Like a whirlwind. Read on.
To render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
So yeah, man, he said, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and there's gonna be many slain, bro. So the truth about it is, Yahushua is coming with these so-called big UFOs, so-called UFOs, and he's gonna end up using fire and the blast to destroy the wicked, man. You see? Right? Let me get this in Isaiah 31 and 3. Now the Egyptians are men and not God. Now the Egyptians, you're going to find out, okay, this is really in a parabolic level, twofold level, talking about Esau. Because Esau is the modern day Egyptian. Esau is a modern day Roman. Esau is a modern day Babylonian. Okay? Spiritually, Esau is all these kingdoms because he takes after their traits. So it says, now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses are flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that hopeth shall fall, and they shall fall together. So it says Esau's chariots, they are not spirit, they're flesh. Because Esau's horses, which are literal horses too, but you also have his so-called all his other type of cars and stuff like that. That's all really that's all just
military tanks.
Yeah, military tanks and stuff like that. It's not spirit. It's you know, it's all this type of earthly elements, right?
Right.
The Lord, it's terrestrial elements that the Lord's going to, it's going to be fuel to the fire. Okay? Right? Things you got to gas up and things like that, bro. These chariots don't need gas, man. They're spiritual horses and chariots. For thus saith the Lord, spoken unto me, I, like as a lion, as a young lion roaring on his prey, when the multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So the Lord of hosts come down to fight from Mount Zion, and the hill thereof. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it. Passing over it, he will preserve it. So the Lord said he's going to defend Jerusalem. Okay, it's going to be like as birds flying. Meaning Yahushua is going to be out. Yahushua and the angels are going to be going through, flying in the sky, whipping back and forth, right? At the speed of, we don't even know what. they're going to be out there going like super hard, and they're going to defend Jerusalem. The Jerusalem is not talking about that land. It's talking about us. It's talking about the new Jerusalem.
Right.
It's talking about the Israelites, because we are people before we are a place. So the Lord's going to end up, okay, preserving and defending the elect. The elect are going to be delivered, okay, with these chariots. This is how we are actually going, whoever those elect are, they're actually going to be delivered from the World War III and the nuclear destruction and the pretty much the Holocaust that's coming to this earth. They're going to be delivered through the chariots. You see? So certain people, this chariot's a curse, but certain people, they're going to be waiting for these chariots. It's going to be the biggest blessing, right? It just depends on what side you want.
Yeah, I want to get this precept to land off on that. This is Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 13. It says, behold, he shall come. All right, it's a lot here. Behold, he shall come up as clouds, and his chariots shall be as a whirlwind. His horses are swifter than eagles. Woe unto us, for we are spoiled. O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved. How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee? All right, so I'm just backing up on a few points there. So first and foremost, I want to hit on this Jeremiah 4:14. It says, O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness. So that's how you know that when it said Jerusalem, when he was going to basically protect Jerusalem, it was talking about the people, not the land. All right, how is the land of Jerusalem going to wash his heart? Look, that's first and foremost the children of Israel. Now let's go back a verse to Jeremiah 4:13. Behold, he shall come up as clouds, and his chariot shall be as a whirlwind. All right, we just read that in Isaiah 66 and 15 through 16. All right, he's going to come with his clouds. All right, and basically the chariots, man. And they'll be as a whirlwind. And he's coming with the sword as well. Let's not forget that. But going on, he says his horses are swifter than eagles. All right, because the chariots, they're, in other words, horses too. Right, they have agility. Right, these the vehicles of the Most High, they're not bound to the I guess you can say the rules of the earth or whatnot. You know,
they defy defy the rules of the earth. Man.
Yeah. Basically, Esau, he sees the bird and he wants to be like the bird, so he made a plane. You know, now the plane can only go so far with what it can do. All it can do is kind of glide through the air. You know,
and it has to be in a straight direction. If it wants to turn, it can't just stop and then just turn this way.
Right.
The chariot, if the plane is going, it's got a little slowly. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of slowly make it a little turn.
Right.
It's like it's easy, and you can hit it with you can when you go to war. You see these air fighter jets. They use bullets to shoot these things down.
Right.
The chariots, they're not bound to that, like a bird. You know, Salakia, like a bird. If you know what a bird is, a bird at any second can kind of just twist itself and just go this way.
He can kind of fly back and then go
down.
You know, do a little performance.
He's not bound by a lot of these things that Esau tried to portray the bird, but he can't do it.
Yeah.
The chariots, Salakia, that's why the Lord says as birds flying, because a bird is you can't really keep up with the bird, bro. Especially like a hummingbird and shit like that. It can stay steady in the air. You know, Esau can't really do that with his air fighter jets. He can't just stay there and take off, bro.
Right.
Nah, the Lord's coming to these chariots. You're not gonna be predicting them at all, bro.
Right, and for these, I believe the counter to air strikes or whatnot, they would use homing missiles, is I believe what they call it. So where they're missiles that just target and trace, all right, until they can actually hit the target that they targeted. Right now, you're not going to launch a homing missile at a chariot, all right, at all. You're barely going to be able to try to even target it, all right, because we've seen. If I had the video, I'll pull it up, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people seen the chariot that I don't know where it was. I believe it was somewhere in the eastern part of the world, where there were a military base trying to shoot at a chariot full force.
Yeah, the chariot was just kind of just playing around.
missiles. I mean, these bullets were no joke. That's another thing. These other nations, man, they're not weak anymore, man. These other nations, they're literally shooting small little missiles at the damn chariot, man.
Exactly.
They were going hard at it too. They really wanted to take that thing down. You see, their mind is small. They don't understand that the chariots were here in the beginning, man. I mean, well, the angels who were controlling it, but they don't understand what they were doing. They were trying to shoot it down. Really didn't understand what was going on. That thing was dodging, man. All right, the bullets couldn't keep up. Now you think to yourself, why would these other nations try to fight against that, man? And that's just one of them. That thing was playing around with them, man, in the first place. But again, I don't want to get too off the track. This is Jeremiah 4 and 13 again. Behold, he shall come up as clouds. His chariot shall be as a whirlwind. His horses shall be swifter than eagles. Woe unto us, for we are spoiled. You see, so those chariots, they're out of this world, you can say that phrase, man. All right, that phrase is acquaintable, man, if that's a word. If you could add that suffix. But yeah.
Read on a little bit on that.
Yeah, we'll read the next verse too. O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved. How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee?
So you got to wash yourself from wickedness. That's the only way you're going to be saved. The only way that you're going to actually get deliverance for these chariots is if you wash yourself and make yourself clean through the washing of water by the word. So, you know, the chariots, they actually going to save us too. Let me show you that. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 26 and 19. Okay, it says, thy dead men shall live together with my dead body. Shall they arise, awake and seeing, ye that dwell in the dust, for the dew of the dust of the herbs and the earth shall cast out the dead. So pretty much the Lord, or, you know, it's pretty much saying, this is Isaiah saying pretty much when people are dead at this point. There's going to be a lot of people dead, but he says that their bodies are going to awake and sing, so they're going to rise up. This is talking about the resurrection. Okay, because even in the book of Daniel, can you get that for me real quick? In the book of Daniel, I think it's chapter 12, and I think it's 10, I think. Some shall wake up to everlasting shame, contempt. Some shall wake up to...
In Daniel?
Yes, in Daniel. Because there's going to be a resurrection of every single body on this earth. Just, you know, real quickly, let's get that. I believe it's in Daniel chapter 12 and 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Right? So the Lord just said that, you know, we're going to all dwell, a lot of people are going to dwell in the dust because they're going to die in the World War III and all this stuff that's going to come on the earth. But he said we're going to all wake up. We're going to all rise out the dust. Okay, even the ones who are still alive, we're going to stay, we're going to be there. Either you're going to wake up to everlasting life, meaning you're going to be taken up in these chariots, or you're going to wake up to everlasting contempt, meaning you're going to wake up to getting, okay, you're going to wake up to being destroyed by the Son of Man. You're going to actually wake up and see the angels trying to put you down, man, which is, that's shameful, bro, right? You're gonna, it says that they're going to burn, okay, in the sight of the holy angels, right? Starting at again 19, they are dead. This is Isaiah 26 and 19. Thy dead men shall live together with my dead body, shall they arise, awake and see, ye that dwell in the dust, for the dew of the as the dew of herbs, for the earth shall cast out the dead. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee, hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpast. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall also disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. So the Lord's coming to judge this place, but he just said, come my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut the doors about thee, and hide thyself for a little moment, until the indignation is overpassed, or the destruction. So guess what? Some of the elect, they're going to actually get caught up in these chariots, bro. Before the missiles hit, before all that stuff happens, the elect, they're going to be taken up in the chariots, bro. And they're going to be shut in the chariots, and they're going to be protected from all the things that's going to come. The ultimate destruction, the ultimate judgment, nuclear fire. The elect, okay, of Israel, they are going to be saved, bro. They're going to be in these chariots. right? I believe it's in first. Can I get that real quick? In First Thessalonians chapter 4, and I think it's 13. All right, but it did say we're going to scarcely be saved. So whoever those elect are, they're going to scarcely be saved. Okay, you're going to be at the brink of being destroyed, but these chariots at the last minute, they're going to actually come and take you up. Okay, you're going to be rising up, and you're going to actually meet the Lord in the air. Okay? It's going to say that. Read that real quick.
Is it 4:13?
First Thessalonians 4:13.
All right, God, this is First Thessalonians 4:13. But I would not have you be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. But if we believe that Yahushua died, rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will God bring with him.
So the martyrs, you're on martyrs. So those who sleep in the name of Yahushua, meaning you have to die, okay, for the sake of Yahushua. What's going to happen?
Goes on to say, for this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first.
So you have the dead, the people who died in Yahushua, who died going strong for the Lord, who died, okay, who strive for the truth until death. They will be the first ones to raise up, bro. And they're going to be the first ones to go up to those chariots. Read on.
It says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds.
So we're going to be caught up together with them in the cloud. The cloud, again, is a chariot. Read on.
Let me see. To meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words.
So again, our salvation, our deliverance will come through these chariots. Okay, they're also going to come to destroy, but those of the elect, they will actually be, okay, looking forward to these chariots, man. That's why we've always, as Israelites, we've always knew the chariots were our salvation. I don't know if you ever heard that song in the slavery days, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. If you ever see, it's a slave song. It's an old slavery song that our forefathers and foremothers would sing in the cotton fields, and while they're doing slave work in the plantations, they would sing "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot." All right, come forth to carry us home, or something like that. Because they knew about the chariots, bro. Our people was still kind of knowing about their Israelite heritage until it's been beat out of us. But we understood always that the chariots were our salvation, bro. They are what actually saved us, bro. Let me get this into Revelations 15:1. And I saw another sign in heaven, and a great and marvelous 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the name of his number of his name, stand on top of the sea of glass, having the harps of God. So you're gonna find out that this sea of glass, again, we're telling you that there's more than one sea out here. It's not just the sea that you see in the ocean with the fish. There's actually we already broke it down. You had you have the firmament right here, and then you have outer space. Those are also seas. Okay, there's 3 heavens. Real quick, just a quick precept on that. Job 37:18, I believe. Because we already brought out the precept in Genesis. Now let me get this second precept here in Job. Job 37, and let me see. Job 37:18. It reads, okay, hast thou spread out the sky, which is strong as a molten looking glass. So you're gonna find out that the waters or the sea, they are representative of the different firmaments, but the firmament itself, which separates the sea, okay, that separates the sea. It's like a big molten glass, the Job just said. So guess what? Okay, when you go back to this in the book of Revelations, okay, and it says that they are going to be standing on the sea of glass, mingled with fire, meaning that the elect, when they get beamed up into these chariots, they're actually going to be going out into the atmosphere, and they're going to be above the firmament. Okay, because the firmament, if you understand how the globe, this earth, is kind of, we're inside like a big globe, you know, like we're inside of a big what would you say? A big dome, right? So we're gonna be on top of the dome, right? Esau be trying to break that dome sometimes. Talk about he went to outer space. Esau really, I don't even think he went to outer
They
space.
said we made another crack.
Yeah, they try so hard to crack the firmament, which they can't do. But guess what? The chariots, we're gonna go straight outside of the firmament, and we're gonna actually be protected, because you can't get past the firmament, man. So again, it says that they're gonna be, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire. Then they had gotten a victory. So you're gonna be in the chariots, okay, up there, and you're gonna literally see the nuclear bombs go off, bro. That's why it's a sea mingled with fire, okay? Because you're gonna have the heavens roll together as a scroll, as it says in Revelation 6. Okay, when these missiles hit, the smoke and the fire is gonna ascend up. It's gonna be like a mushroom cloud. It's gonna be sea mingled with fire. So the heaven mingled with fire, right? Read that in Revelation 6 and I believe it's 12, right? Or 6 and 2, I think it is, Revelations. How it says that the nuclear bombs, when they hit, it's gonna be like a big mushroom cloud, and the heavens will depart as a scroll. But the elect, they're gonna be they're gonna be on top of the firmament, and you're gonna see everything go on, bro. You're gonna see people getting burned to death. You're gonna be seeing these chariots hitting people, bro. You're gonna see the angels going to work. It's gonna be crazy, bro. But it says what? Verse 3. And it says they, always reading on, and over his image, and over the mark, over the name of his number, over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass. So we're going to be on top, having the harps of God. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty, just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. So that's going to be the deliverance, okay, concerning those chariots, bro. Right, but we're going to keep going into those chariots. Can I get Acts chapter 1 and 9 real quick? You know? So, the Lord smiting this earth with a curse, but again, it's going to be a blessing for the elect who repent. Acts 1 and 9 real quick.
Yeah, Acts 1 and 9. And when he had spoken these things while they beheld, he was taken up in
You
a
can
cloud.
actually start at, I think maybe like, start at 6, I think.
Right, so this is verse 6. It says, when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel? Mm-hmm. And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power, but ye shall receive power after the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem, and all Judea, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost part of the heaven. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and the cloud received him after out of their sight.
So after Yahushua had finished talking to the apostles or the disciples, okay, the cloud took up Yahushua. So Yahushua got caught up in the cloud, meaning the chariot came through and it actually took Yahushua up, right? Read on.
So going back, it says this, verses 10. While they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel, and which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven.
Come on. So guess what? The same way Yahushua went into heaven in the clouds, he's coming back the same way. That's why it says, behold, the Son of Man cometh with the clouds, and every eye shall see him. So Yahushua got taken up in a chariot after he got resurrected the third day. And it says the angel just told them, why are you guys marveling so much? He's coming back the same exact way. You know? He's coming back, but this time it's going to be with fire. This time Yahushua is coming back to do what he's going to really do. You know? Okay, the first time was to be a fisherman. Second time is to judge the earth, bro.
That's right.
Right. Yahushua is coming back in them chariots. Okay? This is the book of 2 Kings. We're going to keep going on, you know, on chariots through our scriptures. 2 Kings chapter 2, I actually want to start at 11. And it came to pass as they went on and talked that, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and the horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up into a whirlwind into heaven. And Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more. And he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces. So guess what? Okay, Elijah and Elisha, okay, if you actually understand, or Elisha, you had Elijah, okay, who was the man of God, and then Elisha, who was pretty much Elijah's predecessor, or like he was his student, okay, his disciple, you would say. But it was told that Elijah was going to be taken to heaven that day. So it said that the chariots of the Most High came with fire, and they took Elijah up in a whirlwind. So that's the whole thing about a whirlwind, a cloud, okay, a chariot. They all represent the same thing. Okay, so guess what? This actually took up, okay, Elijah. Elijah got caught up in heaven. And Elisha, he saw it, and he even knew what it was. He was like, my father, ate the chariots of Israel and the horsemen thereof. Or the angels. The angels are the horsemen, bro. Let me get this in the book of 2 Kings, chapter 6 and 17. Just another account. We're just going to bring out accounts of chariots, really. 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, and I'm going to start at 15. And the servant of the man of God was risen early and gone forth, behold, and an host compassed the city with horses and chariots. And the servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do? So this is Elisha, and then he had a servant with him. But then this servant, he had seen the Syrian army compassing all of them up. And this servant was scared as hell. He's like, they're horsemen and their chariots, hey, they compassing us. Elisha, what are we going to do? But what did Elisha really say? And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. So Elisha was like, there's more with us than are them. But why would Elisha say that? There was only two of them. There was two of them, and they had a whole army. Well, really, this is what he meant. 17. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes, that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountains was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. So, you know, Elisha prayed that the young man would stop being so scared, and that the Lord would show him, okay, really, who was with us. Elisha was like, I already know there's chariots around us. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him. That's what it says in Psalms 34:7. And the Lord opened the eyes of this young man, and the young man actually saw all these chariots, bro. He saw all of the heavenly celestials up there, bro, in the spirit. Okay, in these spiritual mechanisms. That's what Elisha and the young man saw. Okay? Let's get another precept. Can I get Ezekiel chapter 1 real quick? Okay. Ezekiel chapter 1. So let's see what Ezekiel had seen with, concerning the chariots.
You want 1 and 1?
You can probably start at 1 and 4.
This is Ezekiel 1 and 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north.
A whirlwind. You know what the whirlwind is again. We know that's just a chariot. Read on.
A great cloud.
And a cloud is a chariot. Read on.
And the fire folding.
And the fire. So we obviously know that chariots, whirlwinds, clouds, fire, what else? Horsemen, horses, all just represent, you know, chariots.
And the brightness was about it. Mm-hmm. And out of the midst thereof, as a color of amber, out of the midst of the fire, Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures.
Con.
And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of man. And every one had 4 faces. And every one had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet.
Con. Now this is describing the actual angels that driving. That's actually inside of these chariots. He said they were like burnished brass, right?
Let me see. Color amber.
Read on when it starts to describe the angels.
And the soles of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
Cons, they sparkle like the color of burnished brass, meaning the angels, they're actually dark. They're actually very dark. They're dark spirits, man, or dark people. So a lot of people are thinking that the angels are just white boys. You know, how Esau like to portray the angels. He even portrayed them being as like women. He portrayed them as being just super
off.
just very feminine, right? Very, very, very young looking angels who have long hair, who are just boys, right? Well, that's not what these angels look like according to Ezekiel.
Esau's heaven.
That's Esau. I would not fuck that heaven, bro. Slocky.
Why?
That's that. I would not even want to go there, bro.
Yeah.
Just to be honest, I would not want to go to see a bunch of white angels, bro.
All right, a brother said that before. That was like, that's a perfect that's a perfect explanation right there. Why would we want to be shot down and treated like beasts in a nation? We're not in a nation that loves us, right, by the so-called white man. Then go to the Father, to the so-called,
that been killing you, and the angels look exactly like these damn Edomites that been killing you for the damn longest, and they just been hating you.
Why?
She's like,
why would we want to go there? That's what the brother said.
Bro, it's just like, bro, why? Exactly, man.
Paraphrasing.
They don't want to go see no white baby face boys, man.
No.
Hey, let's read how they look again, real quick.
Oh yeah. All right, so this is
It's 3:6.
Ezekiel 1:6. And everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings.
So they are some scary looking angels, man. You know?
And their feet were straight feet, and the soles of their feet like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. All right, and their wings were joined one to another, and they turned not when they went; they went everyone straight forward. As for the likeness of their faces, they 4 had the face of man, and the face of a lion in the right side, and they 4 had the face of an ox in the left side. They 4 also had the face of an eagle.
So this is actually talking about the cherubim. These are a certain type of angels. So you have different type of angels, but these angels are the cherubim which stand before the Lord. Okay. And they literally stand before the Lord all day, every day, saying, "Holy, holy, holy, Lord God Almighty, which was and is to come." So this is what they literally were made for. All right, read on.
Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward toward Slakia. 2 wings of every one were joined one to another, and 2 covered their body. And they went every one straight forward, whither the Spirit was to go. They went, and they turned not when they went. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was burning coal, a fire. And like the appearance of the lamps, it went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright. And out of the fire went forth lightning. And the living creature ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creature, with his 4 faces. The appearance of the wheels and their works was like unto color of the beryl. And they 4 had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
So this was describing the chariot. They said the wheel was like in the middle of a wheel. Okay, that's talking about the chariot. The chariot was a wheel in the midst of a wheel. So if you can imagine that, like just imagine like a wheel spinning, but then you also have on the other spectrum a wheel spinning the opposite way and a wheel spinning like this way. It's like a 3D, you would say, like a 3D. You ever watch a 3D little
It looks like a mechanism kind
Yeah,
of.
just a mechanism kind of going. That's really what these chariots was looking like. There was a wheel in the midst of a wheel. You're going to find out even wheels represent chariots, bro. And the angels, they are inside of these wheels. And these wheels, they just be going back and forth like lightning, as it just said. You know? It's like back and forth like lightning. You can see one chariot, all of a sudden it's gone. You know? Let me get this Daniel 7:9. It says, "And I beheld, till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit." This is talking about the Most High God in the heavens, whose garment was white as snow, his head like the pure wool, and his throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as the burning fire. So the Most High has, you would say, wheels. Okay, his wheels are his chariots. All right, he said it was like the fiery flame, and a fiery stream issued came forth from before him. Thousands and thousands ministered unto him. 10,000s and 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set and the books were open. So the Most High God, the wheels, he has wheels. He has chariots in the heavens, bro. And they're like a flame of fire. And that's what the angels be using to get around, you know. Let me get this in the book of Psalms chapter 18. I want to actually go to the cherubs, talk about them a second. This is the book of Psalms 18, and going to read 7. "Then the earth shook and trembled, and the foundations also, and the hills moved, were shaken because he was wroth. There went up smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it." And we know what that just means. The chariots are just shooting out sparks and flames and tempests. "He bowed the heavens also, and came down, and darkness was upon his feet. And he rode upon a cherub, and did fly. Yeah, he did fly upon the wings of the wind." Okay, that's talking about Yahweh when Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. You know, when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's gonna ride on the wings of the wind, man. He's gonna ride on the cherub, man. Meaning he's gonna be riding in these chariots. Alright? The earth is gonna shake and tremble at his presence. You know? Let me get this in the book of Psalms 68 real quick. Right? We got a few more precepts. Psalm 68. And we're gonna get 17. Right now, this reads, the chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands and thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. So, okay, it says the chariots of God are 20,000, man. Even thousands of angels. So that's what these angels get through, man. It's by now everyone should know. The chariots of the Most High are what the angels be using out here, bro.
Right.
You know. And that's exactly what the Lord met Moses on Mount Sinai with. Can I get that? I think that's Exodus chapter 19. Exodus 19 is when the Lord had gave Moses the commandments. You see, a lot of people don't know that the chariots, they was actually up there. Yahweh Shai had came down and descended in a cloud. We're going to find out what that is. You can read it.
So this is
I think it's 19 and then... you probably started 8 or 9. 8 or 9.
Alright, so this is Exodus chapter 8. It says, "And all the people answered together and said, All that the Lord has spoken we will do. And Moses returned the word of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee. And and believe thee forever." Mm-hmm. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord.
So the Lord said he's coming in a thick cloud. Okay, because the Most High was coming in a big chariot. Or now Yahushua was coming in a big chariot to give Moses these commandments. Can you read for me verses 16? Skip down to 16.
Verse 16. "And it came to pass on the third day, in the morning, that there were thunders and lightning, and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the nether part of the mount. And the Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in a fire.
That's that fiery chariot the Lord's coming in.
And the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. When the voice of the trumpet sounded long, and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice. And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai, on the top of the mount, and the Lord called Moses up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up.
Khan, you see, when these chariots appear, man, they're no joke. Just know when they come, it's gonna be trembling. It's gonna be fearful, man. It's gonna be something very, very scary, man. Your worst nightmare. These chariots, they're gonna be loud, man. They're gonna be like issuing out fire. Okay, the earth is gonna tremble just by them coming through. That's the second account we've seen. Really, there's more accounts, but the earth is literally gonna shake to and fro like a drunkard in the day of the Lord, man. Because he's gonna come with hella chariots, bro. You know? And that even shows you too, you know, Yahweh Shai, he was following the children of Israel in the chariot. You know? This is the book of Exodus 13. You're gonna get let me see. 21. And the Lord went before them, or 20. And they took their journey from Succoth and encamped in Etham and the edge of the wilderness. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them by the way, and in the night in a pillar of fire to give them light to go by day and night. And he took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night from before the people. So when Yahweh Shai was in the wilderness with the children of Israel, when the children of Israel would get up to go on their journey, the cloud would follow them to keep them in their way. And at it would be a pillar of light, of fire in nighttime, right? And that was actually Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai was that angel. Okay, can I get that in Exodus 40 and 33 real quick? Kind of want to.
Exodus 40 and 33.
Hold up real quick. Let me get this too first. This is Exodus chapter 23 and 20. Behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in thy way, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him and obey his voice, and provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgression, for my name is in him. And that's talking about Yahweh Shai, bro. Yahweh Shai was the angel that the Lord sent to the children of Israel, and we were to obey the voice of the Lord, man. The Lord that talked with Moses all the time, like face to face, that was really Yahweh Shai. Okay, these Old Testament Israelites and people who don't believe in Yahweh Shai, hey, he was that angel. That's why it says, hey, provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Okay, and Yahweh Shai, his name is what Yahweh's name is within Yahweh Shai's name. Okay, automatically, when you say Yahweh Shai, you have to say Yahweh first, because it's Yahweh, okay? But then you at the two end, you add Shai. Yahweh Shai, you know? So that's how you know that's really talking about Yahweh Shai. But give me that real quick.
This is Exodus 40 and 33. And he reared up the court round about the tabernacle and the altar, and set up the hanging of the court gate. So Moses finished the work. Then a cloud covered the tent of the congregation of the glory of the Lord, filled the tabernacle. And Moses was not able to enter into the tent of the congregation, because a cloud abode thereon, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. And when the cloud was taken up from over the tabernacle, the children of Israel went onward in all their journeys. Right? But in the cloud they were not taken up, then they journeyed not till the day that it was taken up. For the cloud of the Lord was upon the tabernacle by day, and the fire was on it by night, and in the sight of the house of the Israel throughout all their journeys.
So that's what's happening, man. That's another thing showing you that the cloud was with the children of Israel, okay, to lead them on their journeys, bro. The chariot has always been with us. Always, man. You know? But with that, we're going to just kind of cut it there. If there's anything else that brothers or sisters might want to add to the scriptures, more chariots, precepts and scriptures in the word, hey, feel free to put them in the comments, man. You got anything you want to bring out?
Nah, that was it.
Okay, so we want to give all praise, honor, glorification to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Hopefully someone was edified. Next time, Shalom.
Shalom.